You're listening to the Freelance Blend Podcast, episode 137.
Welcome to the Freelance Blend Podcast, where we entertain, educate and engage freelancers from the Philippines and across the globe. And now, here's your host, Marv De Leon.
Hello everyone and welcome to Freelance Blend Podcast. This is your host, Marv De Leon. This is episode number 137. And I admit it's been a while since we released our last episode, mga 2 weeks ago, I believe. Medyo naging busy tayo with a few workshops, about 4 successive workshops, and isa doon is a webinar. And it really is, it really takes time, to prepare and also to conduct those workshops. But I'm not complaining. It's been successful, and I hope you were one of those who attended the workshop, like the Freelancing for Beginners workshop we had with Manila Workshops and Globe My Business. And I was also invited by the NCDA, or the National Council on Disability Affairs, for their 2-day workshop where I talked about freelancing for PWDs. And then lastly, the webinar, I was invited also by TRC, the Truly Rich Club by Bo Sanchez, where I spoke at one of their webinars for their members and also followers of TRC. I talked about naman social media for business. And that's why it was 4 successive days of workshops and webinars. And hindi tayo nakapag-record for a podcast. But now, the good thing is, after I attended naman another workshop by this guy who's our guest for today, I was able to ask him to join us for the show so that he can share yung mga tips and strategies when it comes to digital marketing and social media. And he's really the guy, and he's been doing it since he was in his teens, and he'll share it. He'll share the story with us later on how he learned early on how to become an entrepreneur and how he used that, and also how he learned from just by Googling stuff on the internet, free tutorials and resources on how to become an SEO writer, how to become an online marketer, and was able to build this business and his career from that. This guy that I'm talking about is Mr. Eniego. He's a digital marketing consultant and trainer, an all-around marketing evangelist, founder of Startup Marketing Philippines Facebook group, founder of his own company, Growth Bucket, and head of marketing for startup Sprout Solutions. Now, I really advise for you to take out your notepad or your Evernote and write down notes, kasi Nix will really share very valuable tips on how to leverage digital marketing for your business, or even if you're a freelancer, for your clients. Before we continue with the show, I would like to talk about one of the latest platforms for us freelancers. Have you heard of Golance? Well, you should. They're an up-and-coming platform and currently rely 100% on their freelancers to drive their sales. Opening an account is so easy. You can sign up using your Facebook or LinkedIn account and you're good to go. What's great about Golance is their affiliate program. They pay 10% commission on their fees to their freelance partners for life. You hear that? You refer somebody once, he earns on Golance, and you get paid for life. Now that's passive income. What's more, their fees to freelancers are among the lowest in the industry, and they're constantly working to find the right freelancer for the right employer. Do yourself a big favor. It's totally free to sign up. just log on to freelanceblend.com/golance. That's freelanceblend.com/GOLANCE. Now to activate your referrals, sign up for an account, click on the referrals tab, and refer everybody you know. They pay for not just your freelance referrals but also for employer referrals too. And again, they pay you for life. So this is an income stream in itself, and it's a great way to get the word out about this amazing platform while making lots of profit. That's Golance. Again, just go to freelanceblend.com/Golance. Okay, thank you again, Golance. Now, for our interview, again, Mr. Nix Eniego. He's a digital marketing consultant and really a big advocate of social media and digital marketing. So, without further ado, Mr. Nix Eniego. Sorry if I messed up your last name during the interview, but it's Nix Eniego. So, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all the listeners of Freelance Blend. I'm back. Medyo matagal tayo nawala for siguro mga 2 weeks. Medyo naging busy tayo. But I'm back and tama-tama, we're back with bang. And we have with us Mr. Nix Eniego. Si Nix is head of marketing for Sprout Solutions and talagang digital marketing evangelist. And I've met Nix recently lang sa kanyang workshop, but I've known him siguro 4 months, tama ba? Nix sa mga groups, sa mga Facebook groups is very active sa lahat ng mga communities. And welcome, Nix.
Thank you, Marv. Thank you so much for having me here, and also hi to all the blenders who are listening. Happy to share some good stuff with you guys.
All right. So, hindi lang natin na-record yung kwentuhan natin kanina, no? Sana na-record natin. Puro basketball. Pero yung mga ma-alienate yung mga hindi mahilig sa basketball. Yeah. Anyway, siguro just for our viewers and listeners who haven't gotten a chance to meet you or see you online, give us a brief background on who Nix Eniego is.
Okay, aka my favorite part, which is talking about myself. Just kidding. Just kidding. So hi guys. So I'm Nix. Right now, I'm juggling a bunch of stuff. Marv mentioned I'm currently head of marketing for Sprout. Sprout is one of the fastest growing companies right now here in the Philippines, and I'm proud to be part of that. But at the same time, I'm kind of living a double life because I'm also managing my own company, and I also have a few e-commerce websites. So I'll tell you that tell you guys more about that in a bit. But about me, so I really love marketing, and it all started when I was 12, 13 years old. I would go to Glorieta Mall and because I love the NBA. So I was sharing with Marv, I love basketball so much, and I would watch the NBA. And Marv, remember that when someone scores like 50 points and it's a big deal, right? And someone drops like Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant, they score a lot. And what I would do is I would run to Glorieta with parental supervision and trade cards. And how it works is if you have a more valuable card, let's say I have a Kobe Bryant card and he just scored 60, all of a sudden that card's more valuable. So I would trade it and get more money in return because they're going to trade a lesser value card, but they're going to match it up with money. So it's easy 2,000 to 4,000 pesos every Saturday that we go there.
This is with kids then, you're of the same age or
not just no
kids at heart like me.
Yeah, actually no kids were dealing, no kid had that kind of money. I was like a little kid hustling with teenagers and like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, to be honest. So sila yung they really have the buying power. And there, so after that, turned 16, needed a lot of money to help out the fam. I mean, and I felt like I needed to step up. So I tried applying to BPO jobs part time, but they wouldn't take
Uh,
me for whatever reason. And I did what most of the guests you've had here did,
yeah.
and that was go on the computer, type how to make money online, press enter. And
Okay.
once I hit enter, Pandora's box opened. A lot of ways to earn online: affiliate marketing, content, SEO. And then I picked content, and fast forward to now, I've grown a lot since then.
Uh, just to give our viewers and listeners a perspective, how old are you now? Para
Okay. So everything like started when I was 16. I was just a
yeah.
content writer then. Now I'm 20. I turned 25 last week. So I'm 25 now.
Belated,
Thank,
bro.
thank you. So you were there. Marv was there in one of my parties, July 5th.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so I'm
You're
25 now.
almost half my age, you know. I'm 42.
Yeah, crazy man. So 25. I started early, obviously. So,
So
you know,
that was 2011, tama ba? Yung
uh,
16 ka
I I'm
minus
not sure
9.
though.
Ay, yeah, yeah. 17. Yeah, sorry, 2008. Tama, early parang
2008,
kaka
2009.
about doon pala lalabas yung web 2.0, parang ganun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2008,
Facebook.
2009.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
picked up Facebook late. I started Facebook marketing and Twitter like 2010, 2011. I started with like flat out content writing, and then I saw three letters. It's called SEO. I was like, what the hell's SEO? I was like,
Okay.
how come people who knew SEO were getting paid more than me? So I was like, I learned it, and by the time I was 18, I already had my own SEO and content marketing, service that I offered to international clients.
Mm-hmm. And from there, so did you continue being freelancer, kumbaga,
Okay, so it's
as
super
an
interesting.
SEO? Mm.
Okay, so super like crazy path for me. So I started young, and while I was doing this while I was in college. Okay, so balancing act of sorts, and then
Yeah.
after I graduated, so I was a young kid in college making a lot of money. That was like I was like, man, it got crazy. Like I was immature and like I didn't know what to do with all those money. And funny thing, when I graduated, for 6 months, I focused full time on the business, and I made more money. But then you guys know, some of you guys can relate to this.
Uh-huh.
If the young ones are listening, or if this happened to you before, your parents will tell you, "Hey, it's time to get a real job."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so yeah, I had to join the corporate world, and I had to put the SEO and content marketing on the side a little bit while I worked in a corporate job for a few years until now. I find myself in a startup where I have a lot of freedom, and I get to enjoy doing what I do, and I can still run my own stuff.
Mm-hmm. So from that, you mentioned real job after college. So did you dire-diretso ka? You work until now yung with Sprout. Is that correct? Or may period ba na you freelance?
No, wala talagang. Yeah, so there was a period where I didn't have any like corporate job. So that was after graduating. So for
Uh-huh.
7 8 months,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
then for after that, I worked at like two big companies, a fashion company and an insurance company, and
Uh-huh.
then there was like a moment like 3 months that purely freelance again, and then
Uh-huh.
another job, and then purely freelance again, and now it's making the most out of 24 hours a day, basically.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Pero I think what you're doing now with Sprout is you mentioned parang you have the freedom as the chief marketing guy.
Hmm.
Parang do you consider it parang freelancer na rin na you're more flexible when it comes to strategies?
I would say that in a way. Like I have a lot of freedom, which
Uh-huh.
you don't really have in like a corporate job. So this is an interesting environment where I learn a lot. I learn directly from a CEO, as well as I get to do whatever campaigns I want to do because
Yeah.
they trust me enough to do it. So in a way, you could say that Sprout is one of my clients. I mean, you
Uh-huh.
could
Uh-huh.
actually
Yeah.
theoretically think that way, right? But I like spend most of my time. Yeah, you could say like they're my biggest client, but no,
Uh-huh.
but I
Uh-huh.
love Sprout. I love being here.
Yeah. Well, parang yeah, I think I can sense that eh. Parang I've been seeing you online and yung mga sinishare mo. So parang talagang kilala na kita na
Yeah.
what you really do. And I'm sure yung mga taong member rin ng mga groups that we are part of
Hmm.
also know you so well because you've been very uh, helpful and you really share your knowledge and experience when it comes to
Yeah.
internet marketing, digital marketing. Where did that come from? Yung pagiging very generous mo.
Oh my God, I love this. I love that question. So, because I was the complete opposite of that. Exactly February of 20, before February 2016, before
Uh-huh.
February 2016, I was like the most selfish person ever. I would go to war with anyone and say I was the most selfish person ever. So here's the thing, Marv. Imagine I was doing this since I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
I and right now, okay, maybe in 2016, before my epiphany in February 2016, I could confidently say that I've been in this business for 8 years, and I have that
Yeah.
kind of knowledge. Like, I was scared, Marv. Like, I was
Uh-huh.
scared that if I shared anything, I would like breed up, my competition. I would like share and raise a few
Yeah,
marketing
yeah.
people who would become my competition. I was immature, so I was selfish. I never shared anything. I never opened my mouth during those years, right? I
Mm-hmm.
just kept everything to myself, super selfish. And
Uh-huh.
then February 2016, something happened to me. Like, it was a humbling moment. Like, a
Uh-huh.
1 month where I had no clients, I had nothing. Like, I thought I was. I thought I was so good. I thought like I could get anyone. I thought I was like on top of the world. But like I had 1 month where nothing, like no one would even hire me. I tried applying to local jobs. No one, like, for some reason, just no one would like. I would get emails like, you're not qualified for the job, even if I show them that I've brought in millions. Like,
Uh-huh.
it was
Uh-huh.
crazy. I think God really wanted that to happen because I was way in over my head.
Uh-huh.
So after that, man, like I was crying already. I was super destroyed, and like I was praying and like crying. And I was like, yeah, I was telling God that you know, I was so I now I see now I know, and I'm so sorry for like being a selfish douche, right? So since then, I pledged that I would be the complete opposite of what I was. So right now, I'm super 100% transparent on everything. Like, I have
Yeah.
no
Uh-huh.
secrets. I have no secrets.
Uh-huh.
Like, my playbook, like, people can go to my house and see my playbook. You're free to read it up. I have nothing
Mm-hmm.
to hide.
So, you mentioned yung downtime mo, ito, yung Feb 2016, tama ba?
Yeah, February.
Tapos you experienced that epiphany as you mentioned. So what steps, and you said that na ayun nga, you wanted to be more open, more honest. So ano yung mga steps na yun that you took and that led you to the success that you are experiencing now?
Right. So the first step for me was I didn't start a blog then at that time. What I did was I went on ground. Ironically, I didn't start digital.
Uh-huh.
I started sharing to people I know, like personally. So my batchmates, the other
Uh-huh.
marketers who were struggling to get a job, I was teaching them
Uh-huh.
like, this is how you do digital marketing. So yeah, this is how you
Okay.
do social media. This is how you do
Yeah. As in one-on-one ganyan?
one-on-one group. Like, I was just sharing
Uh-huh.
to people because it would help them get hired easier. You guys, for those who are listening, you want to get hired, learn social media marketing. It's like the easiest ticket to getting a client or getting a job in marketing
Mhm.
right now. So I did that, and then after like, so that was like few months of just doing that. I was just like verbally sharing. I was still shy to post on Facebook at this time. I was like, I didn't know what people would say. So I was helping low key on internet marketing forums
Uh-huh.
anonymously, super
Uh-huh.
anonymous. Like I was still shy. I was still shy to put my name, but I was starting to help. And then August, someone contacted me. Oh yeah, so August, I decided that I wanted to share on LinkedIn because LinkedIn and Twitter was more safe than Facebook. Like at least I felt like if I was gonna express something, it would be on LinkedIn and Twitter,
Yeah.
not Facebook, where my friends and other people will see. Right, the
Uh-huh.
insecurity is
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
So
So
I
last
share.
year lang to.
Yeah, last
August
year.
of last year.
It was August of
Really?
2016. Yeah, August 2016. Someone reached out to me, emailed me, told me that she's been seeing my posts. Like she was very impressed with what I was sharing on LinkedIn, and then they wanted to do an exploratory meeting if I wanted to teach digital marketing to like a big crowd regularly as an actual digital marketing subject matter expert. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, okay. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even care if they were gonna pay me anything. Like I said, I wanted it. I said yes on the email, like when can I start? Because I saw that as another platform for me to
Yeah.
to make up for
Yeah.
the what I did before. So that was when it all started. So I started teaching digital marketing. I started getting more confidence. I started getting in conferences and sharing on Facebook. And then December, I started the blog, and then the group January or February 2017. And then it was just a wave of
Yeah.
momentum, one after the other.
Mm-hmm. So just curious, you mentioned you posted on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Mga ano to, how regular, how many articles until you got
noticed.
somebody to notice you and contact you
I was posting every day,
every day? Long
two to three,
form articles.
two
Uh,
to three times every day. So what I would do was, um, two of those posts were automated. I
okay.
didn't even know what I was posting. Basically, it was just autopilot. And then one of those posts would be me and my thoughts and some about some on something, kind of like that.
When you say automated, scheduled, meaning you wrote it before
No,
or
no, no, no. So this is
o
where it gets.
parang
It's
parang
purely
feed na
kind of like
like
that.
IFTTT.
Yeah, kind of like that. So I use this
Uh,
tool called Q. It's QUUUU.com.
okay, yeah, yeah.
And it allows you to, there's a free plan. It allows you to post two articles on whatever platform you want for free, and it's going to post on whatever topic you choose. So if you just want to talk about social media marketing, it's going to get two randomly good curated posts, and it'll make you look like an expert,
Okay.
right?
Wow.
So that's what I did. So two of those, and then one organic post, one real post from me, where my own thoughts
Uh-huh.
and that kind of stuff.
Mhm. And this digital marketing teaching gig is what companies ito yung certified digital
Yeah.
marketer
So
tama
yeah.
ba?
So this
Which is
is
a
a
big one of the biggest digital marketing schools here
yeah
in
here
the country.
it is, yeah. So that's where I started really getting a lot of confidence, because I was used to speaking in public. Like that was one of the things that I really did well in school, because I do or oratorical contests, debate, declamation. I do those things, so it's not new to me. But like me sharing marketing in front of hundreds, that was like the first time. So that's where I
Uh-huh.
got where I got to build up my confidence. Na hindi lang offline, but also online. Because now in my head, if 100, 200 people enjoy what I'm teaching, maybe when I
Yeah.
post something online, maybe someone will also like what
Yeah.
I'm talking
Uh,
about.
yeah.
So ganun yun.
Pero that program is also online, di ba?
Mixed. So there's online and there's hands-on.
Uh,
So hands-on class. It's a like nice classroom at AIM, and that
yeah, yeah.
nice kind of setup, and it's pretty cool.
Mhm. Do you still teach there?
When my schedule permits, like
Depende.
depends on my schedule. Like now it's getting harder and harder. I'm doing a lot of stuff, but when I still can, I still do. Like maybe once in a month or once in 2 months, something like that.
Mhm, mhm. And I'm also curious. what's your course in college? Is it also related to marketing?
uh, you could say that, but it's communication arts. So UST, communication
Okay.
art. Communication arts is like, some people call it mass comm.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like that, but yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
marketing.
But I assume like myself, everything you learned about digital marketing wasn't from
Bingo.
school, but kasi ako naman I'm my business management, and well, matagal na ako gumraduate, and meron ring marketing pero super old school marketing,
Yeah, right?
and you learned everything
Online.
online and from
Yeah,
books. And
online.
as we were talking about before we turned on the record button,
Mhm.
we share the same admiration for Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Super.
And parang sabi ko nga na you have somehow the same path na he also started selling cards din, pero baseball
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
And sabi ko nga rin na I hope one of these days makausap mong anak ko so that you can teach him how
Game.
to turn his hobby into a business. Kasi
Man, you can do that.
alam mo sa akin, hindi makikinig yan eh. So for other people, and especially medyo bata ka, I'm sure makikinig sa'yo yun. Anyway, so what did you learn from yung buying and selling stuff at an early age, and how did you apply it to what you're doing right now with digital marketing?
Yeah. So buying and selling, it's basically, for me, it's marketing, right? So the idea that you have something and then either you wait for it to have some kind of value, or you do something to make some value out of it, and then you sell it to someone. That's the basic concept of like marketing. You
Yeah.
have something and you offer it to someone, and someone's going to take your offer, and then you make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that was like the basic concept. Like in my head as a young kid, I wouldn't know that, but now looking back, I was marketing because I was only going there when I knew that I had the cards, when I had the players who pop and drop 50, 60.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if I had a Kobe Bryant and he scored like 6 points, and I was like, hey, I have a Kobe Bryant card. No one
Mm-hmm.
cares, because for them
Yeah,
at
yeah.
this moment, Kobe sucked, right? Kobe sucked.
Yeah.
But if you go there when Kobe dropped 60, now everybody's gonna want it. And that's how marketing is right now, right? You
Uh-huh.
create something, you create buzz, you create campaigns to make something look interesting, and then you get people to
Yeah.
buy.
Yeah. Pero how did you get that confidence as a teenager, tapos negotiating with people twice your
Yeah.
age?
Negotiate. Yeah. So here's something crazy. I literally didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, I just went there and I knew that I had a better card than they did. And
Uh,
in my head, if you have something better, that's worth something. Like if you have a
yeah.
better car, it's gonna sell for something higher. If you had, or in my case, if
Yeah.
I had a better toy, was more expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the only concept I had. 13 years
Yeah.
old, I had something better. So you better pay
Yeah.
up.
Like how much? Like for example, Kobe Bryant na kahit ano siya, like a recent card
No,
or may rookie
it
card or
depends.
something.
Yeah, yeah. So it still depends on what card. So one good example is I had that Tracy McGrady card, which was super rare. And I knew that it was rare. So I
Uh-huh.
never just traded. I waited for like the right time. He was still in Orlando at this time. Like
Okay.
I pulled it, I think, when he like triple double and with 50 points or something like that. And then, I'm just making the card have more value, or at least waiting when it has more value.
Yeah.
So there will be
Uh-huh.
weeks that I go there and I just like make 500 pesos because it was just an average, because people buy booster packs or people do trading. So
Yeah.
that's the only way you get cards. So if you can buy 10 booster packs and never see a Tracy McGrady card, that can happen.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
in my case, I had the volume because my family's buying cards for
Had
me.
the resources, di ba?
Yeah, I had like resources, and I was also getting some from the U.S. at this time. Some of my families was working in Chicago, so I was like
Okay,
a
okay.
lot of a lot
Yeah.
of NBA and Pokemon cards. So
Okay.
I was also into that kind of stuff.
Okay. Very, very interesting, and I hope my son will listen to this episode.
Yeah, dude, go for it.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned there were times na you were a freelancer and uh, during this time, well, I think meron ng Odesk Elan. So,
Mhm.
is that how you were getting your clients?
No, I only used Otis is Upwork, right?
Yes, yes.
Otis is
Well,
yeah.
a
Now
merger
Upwork.
between Odesk and Elance.
Oh, okay.
Wala na Elance
So
eh.
yeah, yeah. So there was Odesk before, and I only used it once, and I joined there, to do a freaking voiceover
Uh-huh.
of something because I was doing some radio DJ at school stuff. I thought I could do
Uh-huh.
something, but I never used it for like content SEO or social media. Never. So I was getting my clients through internet marketing forums. I was living inside forums, and
Okay, okay.
I was doing basically what I'm doing now on Facebook. Like I'm just sharing stuff, but at that time I'm like sharing like not this kind of I wasn't this, I didn't know as much before, so I was just like contributing, sharing stuff about how to write better, how to make your posts look nice, just the basic stuff. And then someone would message me, hey bro, your tips kind of awesome, can you write an article for me? And then referrals, that's it just kind
Yeah.
of spread like wildfire. But I was getting my clients in internet marketing forums. And another website, I'm sure you know this, Fiverr.com, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was a Fiverr superstar before. I never reached the star status, but I was at level 2 and had them close my
Wow.
account. I had them close my account because I didn't want to be on Fiverr anymore. It wasn't worth it for me. Um,
Really?
it wasn't worth
Bakit?
it
Why?
for it wasn't worth it for me because there was always gonna be a ceiling to how much I could earn. Always. Like you can put as many upsells as you want, but like in the head of the consumer on Fiverr, they're in there to get a good deal, right? To get a bargain
Yeah.
deal. So I was always selling myself short on Fiverr. When I
Uh-huh.
realized that I was worth more, I left Fiverr.
So kumbaga baliktad, the more successful you get, the higher your rate, parang the less gigs you'll get. Am
No,
I,
like
because it's low cost micro jobs.
no, for me, like it was a personal decision that
Uh-huh.
I knew that I could charge more, so I didn't need Fiverr anymore, right? Like, because
Okay,
the jobs I
okay.
was getting there, like, yeah, I would pay for like $50, but I could do the same work and charge 350, four
Yeah.
fifty.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Pero you didn't think of just, parking your account, kasi sayang you've gained, I assume,
yeah,
yung status that you've built for
right,
months or years.
right. It's years. I actually I don't want to live in regret. Like, but I think of that sometimes, Marv. Like, I think of that day when I told them to just close down my account. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I could have not. Like, I don't know if I was immature or stubborn, but yeah, I think of that sometimes. But I just moved on from it. Like, you're right.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
could have
yeah.
just lived there, but in my head, like at that time, I thought it wasn't a good idea to be stuck on Fiverr.
Mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm.
makes sense. And
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Fiverr,
makes sense.
I was doing different jobs on Fiverr, by the way. So on
Ano?
Fiverr, I wasn't just writing. I wasn't just doing SEO. I was also doing influencer marketing before it was influencer marketing.
Uh-huh.
It was a different kind. It was a guerrilla kind of influencer marketing. So, um, I hope one day they get to listen to this episode because this will be the first time that I tell this like in public. Um, I think I've shared this on one of our Facebook group chats. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I was promoting rappers uh, because before, okay, quick backstory. There was
Mm-hmm.
a phase in my life that I wanted to be a rapper. I was like legit
Okay.
writing. I was like legit, not flip top, but like leagues like that. I was doing battle raps. I was writing. Like there was this short phase that I wanted to be a rapper
Mm-hmm.
because I loved Eminem. I loved
Uh,
the battle. But okay. So just a background. So
yeah.
on Fiverr, someone like like a lot of managers. I would assume they were the managers. I can't imagine that the rappers themselves were on Fiverr, but maybe who knows? We'll never know. But there
Yeah.
were people who ordered from me, and my job was to promote these artists, basically make noise for them. So I would go on forums and talk about, hey guys, have you heard this guy named Kendrick Lamar? At that time, I didn't know who the hell Kendrick Lamar was, and 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 like I was just making conversations, right? I was just doing stuff, just talking about people, and like I was like, "K is Lupe Fiasco the best lyricist of all time?" I was just making conversations, like so just to spark, like so. If you guys go on Google, like if you want to go on Wayback Machine or whatever, and you see some of those threads on random forums about is Lupe Fiasco like the best lyricist?
Ikaw
Like,
yun.
I was one of that people who were doing that, and you know what? There was this because I liked rap for a little bit, and then I stopped listening to it because for a while, and then I just after that. I was listening to Spotify or whatever, or someone told me like, "Yeah, listen to this song. It's by Kendrick Lamar." I was like, "Kendrick Lamar? I remember that name." I was like, shit, this was the dude that I was like making false hype, like just making. And now he's super successful. And I'm like, man, that was like super sweet
because
moment.
of you.
Maybe, right? I mean,
Maybe.
it helped. So I was promoting a lot of rappers on SoundCloud. The indie ones. So I was promoting them on SoundCloud and forums. So it was kind of like influencer marketing in a way, but like it's basically content astroturfing where I'm making something out of nothing for them.
Number one, I've been trying to find somebody to interview who's a Fiverr guru or an expert. And I can't find for the past many years. Ikaw pala, you're a Fiverr star. So
you know what? You know why? Because most of the Filipinos just learned freelancing like a few years ago, right? And Fiverr isn't attractive anymore to the new ones. It's super saturated. So I think that's why.
Yeah, but do you mga anong year to yung Fiverr?
Still same. 17, 18 years, 18, 19, 20. 18, 19, 20 years old.
Okay. So early days
still college,
ng Fiverr.
Still college, yeah. Early days of Fiverr. Fiverr was like super helpful to me. And this is like I think the first time I'm talking about, them like in public. It really helped me become, this because I was dealing with international clients. I was dealing with poor clients and rich clients. So, it was like a mix of, it was like a experience of freelancing, right?
Yeah. Kasi ako, I used then Fiverr as a client and it's, before for logos and stuff.
Yeah. Now I'm a client. I'm now client side on Fiverr.
Yeah. So, do you think na freelancer should, like Pinoy freelancer should consider Fiverr pa rin as an opportunity to earn income?
I wouldn't. Like normally I would say I wouldn't.
Yeah, why?
Normally I would say I wouldn't because we are now living in that moment in time where you can literally go on Facebook and share what you're doing and like you'll get customers for the price that you want, right? On Fiverr you have to start from the bottom, charge $5 for whatever, and then you have to work your way up, and it's hard because like a lot of people start creating accounts. It's still a marketplace, right?
Yeah.
Marketplace where you're competing with millions, or your own space where you're your own boss, you have your own price, your own rates. So I would say don't, but the world works in funny ways, right? Some people maybe they can start there, maybe they can get their stride, and eventually branch out of it. So it's up to you. If nothing's happening for you right now, you've been doing the stuff you've been hearing on this podcast and reading some of the stuff we're doing, and nothing's been happening for you, why not roll your dice on Fiverr, right?
Yeah. Now, for our listeners who are, I think yung one of the more popular jobs is within the umbrella of digital marketing, especially for those who are not hindi sila techie, hindi sila marunong mag-code, which is you need really technical skills, or maybe you came from the corporate world na Unfortunately, yung mga skills na nakuha mo sa corporate world, it's hard to transition into freelancing. And usually, aside from virtual assistants,
Mhm.
digital marketing, social media, content marketing. So, for what do you think should freelancers yun napakalawak ng digital marketing. So how do you think they should start if they're just starting from scratch
From
as a
scratch, right?
freelancer?
Yeah, I love this question. Like this always comes up, and I would say the same thing I always do. Start with what you're interested in. Like you can find something where you're kind of passionate about. So let's say I'll give you guys an example. I'm super passionate about the NBA, but we all know that I'm never going to be an NBA player. Like I'm out of shape and short, like whatever. But there are ways for me to use that passion into like making money. I could start a podcast about NBA, get some
Yeah.
sponsors. I could write. I could like be the next Adrian Wojnarowski, whatever, right? Like you could be a
Yeah.
beat writer. You could do things. You don't need to be an NBA player. You're passionate about music. You don't need to be a singer. You can be a music producer. You can be a promoter, like what I was doing back in the day. So
Yeah.
start with that. Like, what are you really interested in? What's your passion? If you can't really make money with your passion, find the next best thing, right? So for marketing, for digital marketing, what I did was the reason why I chose content writing and not affiliate marketing and not SEO, not
Mhm.
social media when I started was because when I was young, when I was in high school, college, like I was winning essay writing contests. So I was like, content, essay writing. Maybe I could do content writing because I was doing. I kill it when I write essays, right?
Yeah.
That was my cue. That was like, yeah, I'll start with content. So for you, for the listeners, find that one thing that's kind of related to like what your experience is. Like, are you good at writing? Then try content. Are you good at organizing? You can start as an executive assistant or virtual assistant. Because if you're good at like spreadsheets, you can be an Excel
Mhm.
master. Like you
Yeah.
find that one thing first, and then you worry about the other stuff. Because
Mhm.
I started content, but now I barely. The only time you'll see me write is when I write Facebook posts or a few blog posts here and there. But I don't do it for a living anymore. I've branched
Mhm.
out, right? So for your listeners, you can start there and you worry about the other stuff later. You want to learn social media? Cool. Maybe later once you've got the engine rolling. So
Yeah.
that's how I would advise people.
Mhm. Now, let's say, as you mentioned, no, find your thing. And let's say they found their thing, like content marketing, writing, or
Mm-hmm.
social media. What would you suggest would be their next step? We talked about Fiverr, we talked about Odesk, Upwork, and
Mm-hmm.
we talked about connecting through social media or forums like what you did. So today, 2017, what should they do next?
Yeah. So now okay, I want to get into the content marketing game, right? I want to write articles, and I want to help brands promote their company using content by writing, by infographics and all that. You have that in your head. You've researched,
Yeah.
you've read some articles, you've enrolled in a few free courses. Yeah. Listen to that, free courses. I don't
Yeah.
want you guys spending 20,000 when you haven't earned anything yet. Um and yeah, once you already know or have an idea of what you can do, my first thing is you do it for yourself. If that's content writing, blog first. Like write a few
Mhm.
articles. If you want to do videos first for yourself. Maybe make a fake brand just so you can practice. Because the last thing you want to do is look like a fool when you approach clients, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
practice, execute. Because I failed a lot of times, and I could have prevented it if I just practiced, right? Like anything, you go on a game, you're never gonna hit that last shot if you never shot 100 or 1,000 shots a game. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
practice. So
Yeah.
you practice on yourself. Maybe make some fake brands, or maybe you have a family business. Use that as a guinea pig. Do
Uh-huh.
your stuff, and then after that, after you have like some sort of little experience under your belt, you now create your offer, right? Just what's that one thing? What's that thing that you're gonna tell people when you bump up to them on the streets, when
Mm-hmm.
you post on Facebook, when you message someone, when you email someone? What's that one thing that you're gonna say? Content writing, you can be like, I will write like that's kind of like how Fiverr is, right?
Fiverr,
I
exactly.
will write blog posts for I will write content about dentists for $5. Like what's that one thing that you want to do? So you'll be like, I will write 5 blog posts for your business website every month. That's your offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make an offer, like a specific offer, like be specific. Like go if you wanna help restaurants get more popular, tell them that I'm gonna write 4 food restaurant reviews for you for 5,000 or whatever rate you
Mm-hmm.
want. So you can post that on Facebook. You can message every single friend that you have who may have a business, and you can tell them that,
Yeah.
hey, I'm starting a content marketing business. It would really be awesome if you could be one of my first customers. Do you have a business, or do you know someone who does? Let me know. So I guarantee you, people have an average of 700 friends on Facebook. I guarantee you, at least one of your 700 friends will take you up on your offer. And
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that's stopping you is you're shy, or
Yeah.
the fear of rejection, or the fear that they will judge you, or the fear that, if you actually offer something, oh, what will they think of me? Nako, ano isipin ng kaibigan ko? Like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
kind of crazy
Very
stuff.
Pinoy.
Very. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you create your offer and you post it on Facebook, on your Messenger. Go through it one by one. Message them on
Yeah.
Messenger. That's what I did. That's what I did
Mm-hmm.
when I wanted to scale. Because before, like, I was done with internet marketing forums. Like, I had client lists, but when I wanted something, I put myself out there. So that's what you guys
Mm-hmm.
have to do. You have to put yourself out there. You shouldn't be shy. Put out your offer. Be very basic. Start on Facebook. Everyone has a Facebook account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Worry about the LinkedIn and all those things later. Make sure you get your
Mm-hmm.
first customer.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. Two things. Number one, that's what I did.
Mhm.
Starting this show 3 years ago. Now with 130 plus episodes. Uh, I'm not sure if you know this, Nix, but I met a client in your event.
Mm-hmm.
A potential. I'll talk about it later, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you know him. So I met a client. I
Probably,
closed
yeah.
him today
Boom.
because of the event, because of the podcast. So that's number one. Number two, that's the number one thing that I see and people message me and also see in groups that yung mga beginners that they say that I don't have the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I just graduated from college. So that's ako rin eh. I didn't have experience. So that's what
Yeah.
I did. I just you mentioned it during your talk. Be consistent. That's what I did. I
Yeah.
consistently created podcast episodes every week. Well, now hindi na masyadong consistent, but
Yeah.
when when you ha- you're when you have you don't have the money, but most likely you have the time. So
Mhm.
do that. Be consistent. Write blog posts. Do podcast vlogs. So I really um, love what you said. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, Nick.
Yeah. I think just to add this, people, like, it's crazy. It's super crazy. We always talk about this. You, me,
Yeah.
a lot of other people. We always tell people, we all know it. I think everybody knows it, and even the people know it. Like, the only thing that's really stopping you is your excuses, right? Is that
Yeah.
fear, that hypothetical bull crap that we're feeding, or maybe the devil or whoever is feeding us. Like, but if you only try, and if you only put yourself out there, good things will happen. The universe will reward you for whatever, for that courage that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Super, super
Wow.
simple.
Napaka powerful. Wow.
And by the way, congratulations to the client. See, that's why you guys should attend more of my events.
Yeah, yeah. So, alam mo,
Where the magic
I,
happens.
I almost didn't go talaga.
It was
Kasi nga,
really
di ba,
hard, right?
yeah, yeah. But I was the first one to go to
Mm.
arrive
Yeah.
at the venue. because I left early. And so thank you very much for your event. And
super.
parang bonus na lang yung actually yung yung I got that client, but what your talk, John,
A lot of crazy stuff went in there.
the
1,000 peso bills went flying. And
I wrote about it nga today in my email list about that stuff. We won't talk about it. Baka mahaba. I mean, mahabang kwento kasi yun. But siguro sa mga listeners ko, just you should subscribe to my newsletter.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Yeah. Now, I think we're down to our last few questions. We got some questions from the chat group, our Blenders chat group. If yung mga viewers natin, listeners who are still not part of that chat group, you're missing a lot.
A lot.
You're maybe missing millions of pesos na potentially that you can earn just by being there and learning from the people who are there.
Yeah, actually, since we started like chattering and up, like you would see if not every day, like every other day, someone says thanks to everyone because I just closed a client. Now I'm making more. Like, if you want to be successful and make more money, join that chat group. I'm serious. Like everyone who's part of that, even us, we're now making more because of like learning from each other. So there's no reason for you guys not to be part of that.
Yeah. I'll share the link of our chat group later, of the Facebook group and the chat group later. Now, yung mga questions natin is that we got is related to digital marketing, which is your expertise. And I remember yung one of the questions there is, if you're a local company, what's the best way to leverage digital marketing, especially sa Philippines? Medyo we're still a bit behind, unfortunately. That's why yung task natin, Nix, is really malaki pa to spread our love for digital marketing. So, are there simple digital marketing strategies local brands can do themselves and get good ROI from?
Yes, super. So local brands, like small businesses, like someone who has literally like 100 pesos can build 20,000-30,000 peso business. That's the beauty of digital marketing, right?
Yeah.
So the best strategies, three things, like the super easiest, cost-effective way. So whatever your business is, right? So there's Facebook ads, which you can get started for as low as 40 a day, 40 pesos, 45 pesos per day. So imagine in 1 month, that's 1,300 pesos or something like that.
Yeah.
That's, if you're not willing to invest 1,300 for your business, you shouldn't be in business. That's just like 3 or 4 trips to Starbucks. Like, it's super easy and affordable. So Facebook ads, because it's still super cheap here in the Philippines. So I've been in the US, and ads there are insanely expensive. And I fear that in the next few years, we're gonna, feel that kind of pricing. Right now, we're still enjoying ridiculously low rates. So you have to jump in right now when it's still super cheap. In the US, like my 1 peso here, like the results of my 1 peso here in the US, that's like $3 to get the result of 1 peso here. Basically, that's how crazy it is.
3 times.
Not even. $3. That's $3. I was talking dollars. I'm talking about $1. 1 peso.
1 peso. Okay, yeah. Okay. Akala ko $1.
Because like sometimes it costs people in the US $7 to acquire 1 lead, and their $7 I can get here for like 12 pesos or something. So
wow,
it's crazy, right? So
pesos.
Facebook ads, you guys have to be on that.
It's not even a soft drink na malaki. Or Coke and can.
Angel's Burger lang, di ba? You get a lead, right?
Baka RC Cola pwede.
for those who are listening, and you're okay, Facebook ads, but where do I learn that? I'm sure I can read your minds, guys. So just go on Google and search Facebook Blueprint, right? So Facebook Blueprint is a free course made by Facebook
Yeah.
to teach people how to do Facebook ads. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always advocating free. I'm not saying paying for courses is bad, but like when you're starting from zero and you don't have any money, you don't borrow 50,000 pesos from your grandma to enroll in a course. You start, make the most of the free resources and then
Mm-hmm.
take the next step, when you're earning and now you can enroll in these courses. So Facebook ads, that's the easiest. Yeah, you were gonna say something, Marv.
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So Facebook ads, that's number one. Super cheap, super easy to do. Like I'm not even gonna go in detail. You guys can just Google that. Second, it's influencer marketing, right? Specifically, micro influencer marketing. So,
Yeah.
influencer marketing to some people, maybe you'll think Ann Curtis, John Lloyd
Mm-hmm.
Cruz. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You guys can afford that. Micro influencer marketing is basically finding people who have like 1,000 followers, 1,000, 2,000 friends on Facebook, Instagram. They're not celebrities. Maybe they're not even bloggers. They're just freaking popular dudes in school or like a funny person at work that people
Yeah.
respect. We all have that friend who posts
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
and then like 120 likes or like that
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
pic, 1,000 likes. Those are the micro influencers. So for your brand, whatever your local small business is, find as many of those as possible. Offer your product for free. Your only cost really is whatever the face value, the initial cost of the product is. Give it to them for free, and then they'll post about it. They'll thank you or something. And imagine this: a person with 2,000 friends posts on Facebook and Instagram. Will you seriously tell me that a person with 2,000 friends on Facebook and Instagram will not convert at least a single sale from that free thing that you gave? It's
Mm-hmm.
impossible. Like,
Impossible.
unless
Impossible.
your product is crap. Like, dude,
Yeah. Yeah.
like you will. Like, so that's crazy. Like, there is 100% ROI in influencer marketing. At least, at the very least, you're gonna make back what you gave
Uh,
and more, right?
yeah.
So what you do is you find as many micro influencers as possible, reach out to them, just give them a product for free, and then they'll post about it. And then maybe at some point when they're driving a lot of sales, you then tell them, hey, your post really drove a lot of sales for me. Would you want to be an affiliate? I'm gonna give you commissions. Now there's a kind of low key promoting you and like exerting more effort, and of course you get more sales that way. So in
Mm-hmm.
micro influencer marketing, which eventually leads to affiliate marketing, and then the third one is as a business. This isn't happening in the Philippines yet, like a lot at scale. At Sprout, we're doing it, and I see like a few people doing it. It's called social selling, right? So social selling is when you, as a person, whether you're a sales rep of a company or you're the marketing manager or the social media person of a company or community manager, whatever, or the CEO even,
Mm-hmm.
you're posting on LinkedIn, Facebook groups, you're being a helpful fellow, you're building your authority, you're talking about your industry, you're talking about news in the industry, you're being a thought leader, you're advocating, you're being an evangelist of a certain, industry or whatever that thing is that you want to do. It's a long-term game, but you're doing that every day, and eventually people will start viewing you as an authority in that industry or in that space. And what happens when you're an authority in the industry? You post something, you post a product, and then people will buy it, right? So that's like
Mm-hmm.
the concept of social selling. You're not forcing the product into people's throats, but you're making them want you. You're making them like you enough that they will buy from you,
Mm-hmm.
whether they like it or not. Just kidding. No, they will
Yeah.
eventually do because they bought you. They bought into you, the idea of you, and
Mm-hmm.
what your brand is. So those three things: Facebook ads,
Yeah.
micro influencer marketing, social selling. Do those things,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be a successful business.
Mm-hmm.
Promise.
Wow. Ngayon ko lang naintindihan. Well, actually, you posted this yesterday. Kahapon ko lang naintindihan yung micro-influencer marketing.
Mm.
And now, social selling pala tawag doon. Even if you're really not really selling,
Yeah,
you're
you're just advocating, being an
yeah.
evangelist.
And I think to add to that, you mentioned especially social selling is a long game. Like for myself, 3 years.
Yeah.
If ikaw yung listeners natin, listener, if ikaw yung gumawa nito, I'm sure many people will not have the patience. And
Mm-hmm.
kami ni Nix, we have the patience. That's why we're reaping the
Yeah.
benefits of that. So I hope na
Have to be patient.
somebody, kahit isa lang, di ba, from people who are watching now or listening will do this and be patient. And please let us know
So yeah,
that it
hit us
worked.
up.
Message me or Nix,
It's a
and
long
we'll
term. It's long term, but
we'll
it
have a
works.
beer.
Yeah. I mean, we are living, living examples of this, that it works. Like, you have to be patient. You have to keep giving value, and then, like I said, the universe will reward you for being a good person. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
works.
Yeah. Wow, very powerful. Well, unfortunately, this that's the our last question, and
Mhm.
wow, ang bilis ng oras. We could talk a lot more about basketball
Yeah.
and digital marketing and stuff. And I was really happy to have met you last week lang ba yon?
Yeah,
Parang
July
bilis.
5, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
yeah. So thank you very much, Nix, and I'm sure I'll still see you. I'll still see you in the coming mga events.
Yeah.
And speaking of events, now's the time to talk about anything that you'd like to promote, your company, you have a workshop, I know. But unfortunately, baka lumalabas to after the workshop. But
Yeah.
anyway, and your message to our listeners and followers of Freelance Blend.
Okay, so I don't really have anything to promote. Like, yeah, the workshops, they're sold out. They're not. This won't, like, come in
Again,
time. But yeah, for everyone who's listening, I just two things. Because I really want to help you. Like, I shared the story here that I was some selfish prick before, and I really want to help. I want to give back, and I'm always trying to do that in whatever way I can. So, two things: add me on Facebook. It's Nix Eniego. Don't mind my freaking fan page, that sucks. Just add me directly on Facebook, so you can see more of my messages, and then so we can chat when we can chat about stuff. You can ask me stuff there. Add me on Facebook, and you can also join two Facebook groups. You can join Startup Marketing Philippines and
mm,
Social Media Managers and Growth Hackers. So join those two
mm,
groups. I post a lot there, but I also post in Marv's group. So it's good to be part of some like-minded groups, grow
yeah,
your network and learn more stuff. So just those things. My company, unfortunately, if you guys want, like, if you, well, pwede pala. So if there's a
yeah, yeah.
listeners here who are have small businesses, you have like 20 employees below employees, you can use Sprout for free. So Sprout Payroll,
Mm-hmm.
just sign up there for free. We give that away free for small businesses. That's also our way of giving back. And then if you have any marketing questions or whatever, just hit me up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. And then my last message, can I just give it,
Sure,
like,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
my last message for everyone who's listening? Because I honestly have just, like, I think I heard like 2 or 3 episodes of the Freelance Blend,
Mm.
and that's not because I this is a good show. It's just because I don't have time. I would want to listen to 130 episodes,
Thank you,
but
thank you.
there's a common theme, like, in all these interviews, right? Everyone who's on this side, like Marv's interviewing, like, all of us want people to really succeed, right? That's why we're sharing here. And
Yeah,
I just want, like, you guys to promise me one thing. When you listen to this, just promise me one thing, right? Because there's a statistic that only 1% of people, like, actually execute on whatever. And if
mm-hmm.
there's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
thousands of listeners here, I don't want. Okay, basically, you just promise me this won't be 1% conversion rate. Like, to everyone who's gonna listen here, let's make sure that more than 1% will actually take
Yeah,
action from what we talked about today and do these things, and try to be successful. Like, please promise me that.
yes.
Okay, promise. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
And just let us know
do
if just let us know if you took action. You can hit us up in the chat group or in Nick's groups, and we'll celebrate with you with your wins, and we'll support you for the losses. If you have questions, if you need guidance, then we're very, sabi nga ni Nick, we're very giving, and we really love, especially to the listeners of my show, who've been very supportive.
There's also a misconception though, right? Just like there's some sort of like, people think that, some people are shy to ask us things because they think we're like snobs, and like but we're like, if you guys join the groups, we like answer in like 1 minute. Someone thought I was a chatbot. Like someone messaged me and then I replied right away. It was like, wow, Nick, ikaw ba talaga to? Chatbot ba to? Dude, this is me. I'm not a chatbot. And then I sent a voice message just to prove I wasn't a chatbot. Yeah. We're real humans. We work here for you guys.
Okay, thanks, Nix. All right.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.
See you soon, man. Thank you for having me.
All right. That was Nix Eniego of Sprout Solutions, and also founder of his company Growth Bucket, and the founder also of the Facebook group Startup Marketing Philippines. Now, before we say goodbye, just a word from our friends at GoLance. I would like to say thank you to our friends at GoLance, especially to Mr. Michael Brooks, the founder of GoLance, who I actually interviewed before at episode 104 of the Freelance Blend podcast. Thank you for supporting Freelance Blend. And again, for you, dear freelancer, I highly recommend that you sign up at GoLance using my link freelanceblend.com/golance. That's GOLANCE. Now, signing up is so easy. Just sign up using Facebook or LinkedIn, and you're ready to earn from the gigs being offered inside GoLance. What's great about GoLance is that you earn not just from the gigs, but also by referring your friends to join the platform. So if you have many freelancer friends, just invite them to join GoLance using your special referral link, and then you earn 10% of the commission fee for the lifetime of all their contracts. Again, that's lifetime. Now that's so powerful. You can actually earn while you sleep. Again, please check out GoLance at freelanceblend.com/golance. All right, thank you again, GoLance, for supporting Freelance Blend. Now, again, before we go, please follow Nix. Just search for him in Facebook, as he said, Nix Eniego. That's Nix, and then his last name Eniego, Eniego. You can also follow him in his and view his website under his name, nixiniego.com. And he's also very active in groups. And also, please join his Facebook group, Startup Marketing Philippines Facebook group. Just search for it in Facebook. And for our listeners, and we during the interview, we talked about the Blenders chat up group, which I formed about a month ago. And si Nix is also very active there, very helpful. Sabi niya nga, before he was selfish, now he's very selfless, and he's really sharing very important and valuable stuff, especially to those who have questions about success, about freelancing, online business, marketing. And hindi lang siya, the people there are also very nice and helpful, including myself. I also share there daily. Every day we're there. So this is in Facebook Messenger. But ngayon kasi wala pang way to just, add yourself to the chat group in Messenger. So first, you need to become a member of the Facebook group, Blenders, Freelance Blenders Facebook group. Just go to freelanceblend.com/blenders, and you'll be taken to the Facebook group. And then just add yourself, and then I will approve you. And then just go to the pinned post where you'll see instructions on how to join the chat group. So again, that's freelanceblend.com/blenders. Okay, so we'll be having a meetup in August. So hindi pa super final. It's but I'll let you know in advance. It will be on August 26, somewhere in Ortigas. So it will be on a Saturday this time, afternoon, so 4 to 7 p.m. And I really like to meet you and see you there in the meetup. We've also kumbaga stopped for the past few months, and now we're having another meetup. Siguro less meetups na, but bigger and more impactful meetups. So I hope to see you there. Just watch out. We'll announce it here sa podcast and at freelanceblend.com. And if you're in my newsletter, you'll also hear about that. And also in the meetup page, meetup.com/freelanceblendmanila. Or you can just also go to freelanceblend.com/meetups. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks again for listening, and peace to everyone. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Freelance Blend podcast. For more details about the show and our thriving freelancer community, please visit us at www.freelanceblend.com.